Hello, dear friends. I am Hanida Hanif, Estate Civil, Department of Civil Engineering, SNIT Adur. Hope that all are fine. Now, I am discussing about the topic time cost trade-off. It is the first topic in the second module of subject CE 404 Civil Engineering Project Management for 8th semester Civil Engineering as per KTU syllabus. Now, we are moving to the contents. Time cost trade-off analysis definition, objectives and importance, total cost, direct cost, indirect cost, total project cost, cost slope, steps in time cost optimization, references. What is time cost trade-off analysis? A significant aspect of CPM network analysis lies in its capacity to evaluate alternate ways to expedite some of the activities indicated in a network and then analyze their cost implications. This analysis is referred as the time cost trade-off analysis. Basically, the use of CPM network is not limited to estimation of project duration or calculation of critical duration. In a project, there may arise situations wherein it would be desirable to cut down the total project time. This naturally leads to cost considerations. Also, the cost will increase as the time duration increases, but if the project is to be completed at an early date, then it requires deployment of more resources, which again increases the cost. Hence, a balance is to be struck wherein it is possible to complete the project with minimum cost and corresponding optimum duration. This is possible in the CPM network. It is a compression of project schedule to achieve a more favorable outcome in terms of project duration. And time cost trade-off analysis is based on the concept that the duration of various activities of project can be reduced by the use of additional resources such as man, material and equipment. For example, a particular activity might take 14 days to complete with 4 people assigned to it, and only 10 days with 6 people assigned. Of course, as additional personnel are assigned to an activity, the cost of performing that task normally increases. In example, the cost of completing the activity with 4 people assigned is 56 man days, while with 6 people it jumps to 60 man days. Objective of time cost trade-off analysis. The objective of time cost trade-off analysis is to reduce the original project duration determined from the critical path analysis to meet a specific deadline with the least cost. The importance of the time cost trade-off analysis are: first one, finish the project in a predefined deadline date. Next is recover early delays, then avoid liquidated damages, then free key resources early for other projects, avoid adverse weather conditions that might affect productivity, then receive an early completion bonus, then improve project cash flow. Reducing project duration can be done by adjusting overlaps between activities or by reducing activities. The activity duration can be reduced by applying multiple shift works, work extended hours, working on weekends and holidays, using additional resources, using materials with faster installation methods, using alternate construction methods or sequence, etc. Time cost trade-off analysis consisting of total cost. Total cost can be divided into direct cost and indirect cost. Indirect cost can be again divided into outage loss and overheads. Direct cost. Whenever a project is conceived, cost is incurred on the purchase of materials, plants and equipment, which form a major part of expenses in a project. Cost is also incurred on manpower who are engaged in converting these resources into assets. The above costs come under the head of direct cost. Direct cost of a project depends on the completion time, but variation is not linear. Normally, there is an optimum duration for a project for which the direct cost is minimum. A typical direct time cost curve is shown in figure. The curve has the following characteristics. First one, there is a point on the curve where the cost is minimum corresponding to an optimum duration. Next one is the direct cost increases on either side of normal duration but at a steady state on the higher side of normal duration. Then there is a point beyond which the project duration cannot be reduced irrespective of direct cost. This duration is called the crash duration. Direct costs. Indirect costs can be divided into supervisory and overheads and outage loss. This figure shown indirect cost curve. In addition to cost of buying resources, the cost of operation involved every project incurs some indirect costs, that is in terms of overheads, administrative expenses, depreciation, loss of revenue and penalty. These indirect costs increase with duration, the loss in profit, penalty incurred, etc. come under outage loss. A combination of these costs when drawn against the time duration gives a curve as shown in figure 2. Total project cost. The direct and indirect costs added together constitute the total project cost. This is a figure of total project cost curve. The direct costs do not have a linear relationship with time. As a result, a combination of indirect and direct project costs would give a curvilinear relationship with respect to time. The curve is shown in figure 3. From the figure, it can be seen that the total project cost is minimum for a certain duration. The corresponding duration is called optimum duration for the minimum cost. Also, the optimum duration is less than the normal duration corresponding to the direct cost. This is to the fact that both direct and indirect costs increases beyond the normal duration, whereas below the normal duration, the indirect cost reduces but the direct cost increases. Diseconomies of scale may be exhibited with too much labor on the job with inefficiency increasing very rapidly. The time cost relationship can be visualized graphically in the form of time versus cost curve, which is for a limited portion at least sloping downwards as depicted in figure 4. The widely accepted convex shape of the curve between the crash time cost point and the normal time cost point indicates that it is marginally costlier to induce the last percentage of reduction in activity time duration than the first percentages. Clearly, our interest lies in the central part of the curve contained between these two important points, although the cost curve is convex in nature. For simplification in network scheduling, it is commonly accepted that a linear approximation of the time cost relationship should be used. This is shown by two-point approximation from the normal time cost point to the crash time cost point, the point being shown joined by a dotted line. This linear approximation represents a linear incremental cost per unit of time saved under conditions of crashing. We shall now explain the following terms. First one is normal time. It is represented by Tn. It is a standard time that an estimator would usually allow for an activity. Then crash time. It is represented by Tc. It is minimum possible time in which an activity can be completed by employing extra resources. Then normal cost represented by Cn. This is a direct cost required to complete an activity in the normal time duration. Then crash cost represented by Cc. This is a direct cost corresponding to the completion of the activity within crash time. Then final cost slope represented by Cs. It is a cost obtained from a direct cost curve. The term cost slope is defined as the increase in the cost of activity per unit decrease in the time. Now we are discussing about cost slope in detail. The term cost slope is defined as the increase in the cost of activity per unit decrease in the time. That is, approximation of curve by straight line helps to carry out project analysis. Then the cost slope can be determined as follows. Cost slope is also known as incremental cost equal to crash cost minus normal cost by normal time minus crash time. That is Cs equal to Cc minus Cn by Tn minus Tc equal to delta C by delta T, where delta C equal to increase in cost and delta T equal to decrease in time. In simple words, we can say that cost slope of an activity in the increase of cost of an activity by reducing the duration by 1 unit. Conducting a crash program usually results in an increase in cost of those activities that are constructed under the crash program. In order to keep the total increase in cost to a minimum, it is necessary to crash those activities which permit reduction in construction time at least total increase in cost. The reduction in time for a project can be achieved by reducing the duration of one or more activities lying on the critical path. For example, if crash cost and time are rupees 910 days and if the normal cost and time are rupees 630 days, we have incremental cost per day equal to 900 minus 600 by 13 minus 10 equal to 300 by 3 equal to rupees 100. Now moving steps in time cost optimization. This is very important. First one is establish. Analyze the past records and determine the direct cost versus time relationship for various activities. Next one is determine. The cost slopes for different activities are calculated and is arranged in the ascending order. Next one, compute. Compute the direct cost for the network with the normal duration of activity. Next is crash. The activities in the critical path are crashed as per ranking starting from the critical activity having the least cost slopes. Next is continue. The crashing of critical activities is continued in ascending order of the slopes. Then crash. The parallel non-critical activities are crashed which have become critical by the reduction of critical path duration due to crashing in previous steps. That is steps 4 to 5. Then again continue. Crashing process through steps 4 to 6 till a stage is reached beyond which no further crashing is possible. Then fine. At every stage of crashing, calculate total project duration by adding direct and indirect costs. Then plot the total cost duration curve. The optimum duration corresponding to the least total project cost is obtained from the curve. These are the reference I referred. Thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe.